We have this from CNN. Federal terrorism charge filed against a man who allegedly set a woman on fire on the Chicago train. We talked about this story the other day, and Elad made a nasty joke about it. So this was a 26-year-old woman sitting in a chair when this man walked up to her and poured gasoline on her. She fought him, fled to the front of the train. He lit the bottle on fire, walked up, and used it to ignite her. Oof. This is what we're dealing with right now in this country, and this is Chicago. They say Lawrence Reed was sitting in the back of a car on the Blue Line train on Monday when he approached a woman as she sat with her back to him, according to the ATF. Reed removed the cap from a plastic bottle, then doused the woman with what was believed to be gasoline. The 26-year-old woman then ran to the back of the train car. Reed ignited the bottle, approached the woman, and set her on fire. Surveillance video showed Reed at a gas station about 30 minutes before the attack, filling a small container with gasoline. The federal charge against Reed of Chicago carries a maximum penalty of life in prison. Reed shouted, "I plead guilty," repeatedly as the judge tried to advise him of his rights. After the attack, the train the woman was on pulled into a stop downtown. Reed walked away, and the woman stumbled out and fell to the ground. She was taken to a hospital in critical condition with severe burns on her head and body. Officials have not released her name. Chicago police said that when they arrested him Tuesday morning, he made incriminating statements about the attack. He was wearing the same clothes as the man who attacked the woman on the train, according to the affidavit. Reed carried out the attack with the intent to cause death and serious bodily injury to one or more persons, the ATF investigator wrote. How does this happen?
It would be terrifying to ever get on a train in any of these places. I see a story every other day of somebody getting stabbed, thrown around, caught on fire, assaulted, on a train, and it just... I'm confused as to why this is such a common thing and why this is happening. Is it a breakdown of mental health? Is it because we don't support mental health? Is it because we let people out of prison or jail way too early?
It's because Chicago doesn't let you have guns.
That's a big one, yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I don't want anybody dying. But look, this guy doused her with gasoline and she fled, and that was smart to do because it's very quick to light someone on fire. After she got away from him and he walked towards her with fire. Were she in a state that allowed self-defense, she would have shot him and killed him, and she would have been fine. Instead, she's in critical condition with severe burns and may die.
Yeah, and home invasions are like this in places like this, or places like in Canada, where somebody can break into your home and have a weapon, and you're not allowed to even fire at them unless they fire and maybe hit you or something. Yep. And you're supposed to, what they tell you to do is either flee, hide, or just do whatever they say. And they're like, your stuff isn't more valuable than their life. And I'm like, well, as soon as they pass my threshold in Alabama, they've determined their worth is not worth living because the 12 gauge is going to have its day. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference, is when you live in a place like Alabama and or Florida and somebody crosses your threshold, that's the act of violence already.
And Illinois, these blue states are just soft on crime in general. Like, people think they can get away with anything they want. So they go in and do what they want.
Well, that's the thing. They can, right? If the DAs don't prosecute and if the judge doesn't actually put people in jail or they get bail and they walk and they're out on the street the same day, for all intents and purposes, they can. And so there's no deterrent.
Yes.
And also a lot of young people that are like repeat offenders and stuff like that, they think they're going to end up in jail at some point. So it's not about, if I'm going to go to jail. It's just when I'm going to go to jail and how long I'm going to be in jail. And then when I get out, that gives you get street cred for that kind of stuff, especially like gang members and stuff like that. So the idea that there's a deterrent, it isn't. The real deterrent is, a threat of being met with force.
And there are people that defend it. There's even politicians that defend it. And they think that you're supposed to basically sacrifice your life to prove how morally good you are to other people.
Thank you.
And I'm like, you know what? You can just call me a bad person and I will agree right before I fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the only people I care about in my life are the people that I love and the people that are around me that I take care of. That is my responsibility and my accountability. Yeah. Some random person coming into my house, I don't have to prove to them or other people that I care about them because honestly, I just don't.
Yeah. Look, I have a new baby at home and I'm going to protect my family.
The victim was
all there is to it.
This dude's going to be a box of spaghetti. You're not getting over the damn threshold.
And it's like, this gentleman's older, I believe, but a lot of YNs, they go into the life they're in, like they're accepting, like you said, jail, accepting death. They're accepting the consequences of their actions, and they
expect it.
get by with
They're-
what they can.
There are a lot of stills from the surveillance footage, but I can't find the surveillance footage of the attack, which is interesting.
Joel, they need Christ.
What?
They need Christ.
Yeah, they absolutely need Christ. But in addition to needing Christ,
They need a Glock.
they need a Glock.
Oh, we got a Glock video for the uncensored.
gotta have a
portion of the
country.
show. You saw that video I posted?
Yeah. Oh, I saw it already.
Basically, Glock.
48 hours.
They discontinued their old models, created new ones because people were putting switches on them, and then he was like 48 hours later, a very low IQ individual figured out how to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Gun
that.
control is dead. It does not work. And now that you can 3D print metal, you can have like powder that the laser will turn into metal, and you can buy one of those for a few $1,000s. 3D printing has made gun control obsolete. So
I remember when was it 2020? You guys had a 3D. Timmy had a 3D printer guy on, a young guy, and I bought that 3D printer. But they're like, it was plastic then, and now it's so much more advanced. Back in now 2025, you can do whatever you want.
So, but yeah, look, you should be able to defend yourself. There have been multiple Supreme Court decisions saying that you are entitled to own, possess, and carry a firearm, and still places like Chicago and New York City are preventing people from carrying a firearm for their own self-defense.
And there's a lot of propaganda out there that are encouraging people to not defend themselves. I was talking to a friend that was thinking about coming to visit the U.S. recently, and they told me that the only thing they're afraid of is they're afraid of offending somebody and getting shot. And I'm like, that doesn't. You have a handful of cities to avoid anywhere in rural America. It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
People aren't getting shot. 98% of the crimes happening in these tight knit areas.
Yeah.
A couple cities. If you go anywhere else, man, you can walk around at 3 a.m. down Jefferson Avenue. You're all good.
If you take the United States and you remove like a handful of cities, I think four or five cities, then the violent crime with a gun rate goes down to comparable to Europe.
If you took every person who committed their third crime, arrestable offense, and put them on an island somewhere, crime would be gone in the country.
Yep.
There are these charts that people have put out that almost all crime is perpetrated by individuals who have been arrested at least 3 times.
Yeah, and you can empower the police in these places, or you can empower the police to arrest these people. And if you had a justice system that actually put people in jail, you can clean up these cities fairly easily, because the local police generally know who the garbage cans are.
Yeah.
They know who the guys that commit crimes are, because like Tim said, they've been arrested over and over and over and over.
It's like the rule people say, it's the 10%. The rules are for everyone.
Yeah, but I think part of the problem is because America, if we're deeply afraid of anything, it's being called racist.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's different ways of breaking down the statistics. Like, hey, it's a third arrest. Like what Tim said, he's right. But there's also another way of breaking down those metrics, and it's not proportional.
No, but the ironic part of that is the people that are suffering because of the crime are people that are of the same race as the people that are committing crime.
That's true.
Because if you're in a community that has crime, the people in that community are the ones that are suffering the crime.
Yep.
So it's so to say that it's racist,
I agree. It's loving to everyone. It is loving to black people to make black criminals actually go to jail.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying that I do think that that's one of the inhibiting factors, is that we're like, well, but if we actually, act out, the laws of justice, and we do it, Lady Justice is supposed to be blind for a reason. Yeah. Right. If we do it without showing favoritism, without bias, it's swift justice, it's proportional, it's, all these things. You're going to have certain populations that are more incarcerated than others. And at a certain level, I think you have to just do we want a country? Or do we want to be able to pat ourselves on the back and feel really good about, I don't know, whatever.
Allowing people to get killed.
I would like to have a country, whatever it takes.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have politicians fighting it forever, saying that, the reason this percentage is higher is because profiling or things like that. So.
And to your point, Joel, a lot of the people that get arrested they don't get put in jail or whatever. It's because the justice system practices things like restorative justice.
Right.
Well, this group of people, this person with this identity, they have historically been treated badly.
Right.
So we can't actually treat them as anyone else under the law.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.